Hey Pin Explorers, today we're here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Jumbo House. We're going to be doing some pin trading here along with the Kidani Village Lodge, and then we're going to be heading over to Animal Kingdom to do some pin trading. And I'm inviting you to join me. So come along, the pin boards must be explored, so let's go! Okay Explorers, this is the Jumbo House. This is the main place here. This is the main building. So we're going to go ahead inside and I'm going to show you what it looks like. We're going to do some pin trading. Pin Explorer book here. These are the pins we're going to be trading today. Okay Explorers, once you come inside, right over here is going to be the front desk. And our first pin board is going to be here at the front desk. So let's check out the pin board at the front desk. Here's a look at the pin board at the front desk. Okay. Not really seeing, well, they have Chip. We got Dell the other day. I don't think I need him though. So right down here is the DVC counter. They're also going to have a pin board. Let's check out that pin board. Here's a look at the pin board at the DVC counter. This one's really cool. It's not real. It is fake, so you guys know. Yeah, high five, Mickey. Yeah, okay. Not seeing anything on this board that I need. So they had a Zootopia pin on there. Unfortunately, it wasn't real. You got to look out for that. Now, our next one after this is going to be at the gift shop. And we're going to be right here at the 1D Marketplace. Here's a look at that pin board. Oh, high five, Mickey. All right, I see some good ones on here. See what we're going to trade for. This one. I'm gonna enjoy this and probably the castle. Right when I thought there wasn't going to be anything on the board, Wave B Bubble One. It's a Wave B Bubble One. Let's go. Wave B Bubble One. You know what time it is. Let's go. Let's go. Keep it coming. Woo! I love when I find Wave Bs. Love it. Obama restaurant. They usually have a pin board. Let's see if they have one today. All right, here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Not really seeing anything that I need. The one cast member a minute ago did say they had some really good ones, but they're already gone this morning. This is Zimba's Clubhouse. We have a pin board inside of Zimba's Clubhouse. Let's go in and check it out. Here's the pin board inside Zimba's Clubhouse. All right, you see it, Donald. Dapper Dan. Let me trade for that. I do like that stitch. That is super cute. Do the Donald. Yeah. Dapper Dan. Let's do the Goofy. 25. We did get the Dapper Dan at the clubhouse here. That was pretty cool. So that can go with my other one that I have. Love it. Keep it going. Let's go. Now, if you're wanting to get over to the Kidani Village, you have to take the internal bus, and that's going to be right over here. So we're going to get on the internal bus here in just a minute, and we're going to head over and we're going to check out the pin boards over there at Kidani Village. Let's go. The internal bus just showed up. We're going to get on it. This is Kidani Village. This is the DVC part of the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So we're going to go inside Kidani Village and check out those pin boards. As soon as you enter over to the left, it's going to be the front desk. There should be a pin board right over here. Let's go see that pin board. So here's a look at that pin board at the front desk. So we didn't see anything at the front desk. That's okay. We're gonna look over here in their gift shop. Jahari Treasures. We're gonna go inside and check out that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Lucifer. That's interesting. Okay, so they didn't have anything over here on this pin board right now. We're gonna go over here to DVC. And we're gonna look at that pin board. This is kind of a lot smaller because it's DVC, more or less, DVC Resort. So the lobby area isn't as big as you would find over at Jumbo House. But it is a really nice resort. I think they have a few more things over here that are pretty cool when you go outside. Like they have a fire pit, I think, out front. outside here where they don't have it over there. And that's kind of a cool feature here. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay, that's got a little cool Mickey. Oh, I've seen another one of these. There's two. Oh, and the Tinkerbell tee. Wow, that's cool. I thought I would just show you guys what it looks like when you come out here. Like, this balcony is really nice. They have some rocking chairs and you can come out and just kind of enjoy looking at some of the animals here. They have a community hall here. We're gonna go and check out that community hall right here. All right, here's a look at that pin board. It's got a really big puzzle piece. Guys, that was so cool. I met a couple small girls, okay, little girls. They were there with their dad. So we did a pin trade and we traded. And I gave them bracelets. So that was a really fun time meeting some guests that didn't know of our channel, but they will now. Pretty cool, right? We're gonna be heading over to Animal Kingdom to do some pin trading. So we just made it into the park. There's gonna be a couple pin boards here. There's gonna be one right here at Guest Relations. Now we're gonna go over here and look at the pin board at Guest Relations. Here's a look at that pin board. And the other one is going to be right over here at Garden Gate Gifts. Here's a look at that pin board. All right, I see one I want to trade for. Let's trade Goofy. See what else we can find. Right outside of Island Mercantile is a refreshment cart. Now, Animal Kingdom, most of the refreshment carts will have pin boards. So we're gonna go and check out that pin board. Okay, so here's a look at that pin board. All right, I haven't seen that one. That was really cool. I don't believe there's anything that I need here. But the next one's right over here outside. So we're gonna check out this pin board right here. Here's a look at that pin board. I like that Goofy. I haven't seen that one. There's a few I haven't seen so far. Okay, I like the Baymax. I may trade for that one. Off to a good start here at Animal Kingdom. Yes. Found a pin trading cast member. Here's a look at their pins. Okay, I see a couple on here that are pretty good. Let's see. Let's trade for these two. Those are good trades. They also have a pin board right here, Photo Pass. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay, got a High Five Mickey. I love when I find a High Five Mickey. High Five Mickey, woo! There is a guest experience team right here. Let's check out their pin board. All right, here's a look at that pin board. We got a High Five Mickey. Cool. And then we have a pin pad. Got a little t-shirt on there, not bad. So here's DVC, and they're gonna have a pin board. Let's check out their pin board here at the DVC. Here's a look at that pin board here at DVC. Oh, I like the daisy right there. Not one that I need, but it's pretty cool. We got Festival of the Lion King, Hakuna Matata. Got my shirt on for the Lion King. Harambe, let's go. So right here to the right, when you come across the bridge, should be a pin board with the umbrella. So it's called Pin Station. So we're gonna check out that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Got a High Five Mickey. Harambe Market. They usually have a pin board. Yeah, they do. I see it out. Let's check out that pin board at Harambe Market. Here's a look at that pin board. First, we gotta get Pluto. Let's see, do Dumbo. That was a good find. I like the Pluto Dapper Dan one. We're gonna go inside Mombasa Marketplace and check out their pin board. Here's one of their Christmas pins. I think it's really cool. It is $19.99, I believe. Let's look and see. It's yellow. Well, it's $17.99. I take that back. $17.99. They also have some. They also have Wave B's. $22.99. And they have Wave A's if you need those. But yeah, got some here. So usually they have a pin board here. That's okay. It's over here is a food and beverage cart. They should have a pin board. Check out that pin board. So here's a look at that pin board. What do we got on here? A for Alice. I only need one more. And a pretty cool little Spider-Man head there. And Thor. Pretty cool. None that I need. I do have a pin board here for the water ride exit. Let's look at that pin board. All right, here's a look at that pin board. Okay. All right, it's got a high five Mickey. Yeah, I like the Boba Fett one.
It was a Minnie Mouse sweater.
So we got a Boba Fett helmet, which is pretty cool. So there's a refreshment cart here. Let's look at their pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Don't really see anything that I need. Guest experience team. Here's a look at their pin board.
You don't want to see the big tree.
Soon this will become Zootopia attraction right underneath the Tree of Life here. That's gonna be in November. We're gonna see if we can find some Zootopia merchandise here in the park. Now right here where our feathered friends in flight are, they do a show here. They usually have a pin board, but they don't have one out right now. Right across from that, there's also a beverage refreshment cart here. Most of the time I've asked, they don't have a pin board, but we'll see. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just add one to it. Let's just add this one here and we'll just bless the board. Now you got one. So we just put one on there because for one, they never have a pin board when I asked, but they did today, which is cool. She said we really don't ever have any real pins. So I thought, why not? Let's bless the board, put a real pin. No sense in taking a pin, just leave them for somebody else, even though they're fake pins. Somebody may want them. We're moving on, we're moving towards Everest. But first, let's look at this pin board and Madala Gifts. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay, don't really see anything that I need. High five, Mickey. Right here's DVC, and they do have a pin board. Let's go inside and check out that pin board. Okay, here's a look at that pin board. All right. I like that Olaf, is cool. Let's trade for Olaf. We just picked up Olaf. He's really cool. He's missing an arm. Guest experience team, let's go and check out their pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. All right. I don't think there's anything on here that I need. I love some of these cast members. They just have the biggest smile and the nicest way about them. This is always a good park if you want to come out and just kind of walk around, get some exercise. This is a great park for it. I love this. Here's a refreshment cart. They're gonna have a pin board at the refreshment cart. Let's go check out that pin board. All right, here's a look at that pin board. All right. I could trade for that. I do like that one. Let's trade for those two. Put this one down, and we're gonna put this one down, the D. Someone may need that one because we're also gonna take this one and this one. Oh, we just got Orange Bird Wave Bee, yes! And we got Tiana, she's baking, part of their baking series. Right over here to Mount Everest. Expedition Everest. They used to have their pin board right outside, but they don't have it outside of the gift shop. I think it probably just drew too big a crowd. Now it's actually up here on the hill with the red umbrella. Let's go check out this pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Not really seeing anything that I need. We're gonna look around in here, see what kind of merch we can see. We'll also look for pin trading cast members. I do like the Everest hat. The Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. 30 bucks, that's not bad. That's a good price for a hat. I didn't see any pin trading cast members. Now we're gonna cross the bridge over here to Nemo and we're gonna see if they have a pin board. If they're not busy, they may have one out here. Or some pin trading cast members. I'm not seeing anybody. Right down from Nemo, there is a refreshment cart and they do have a pin board. Let's check out their pin board. All right, here's a look at that pin board. Okay, this is, I haven't seen that one. I've seen quite a few, but all right, I don't think there's anything here that I need. They got all this blocked off now because the dinosaur playground is on the other side and they're doing all new construction, tearing all that down. Dinosaur land will be no more, making way for their new land here. Tropical America. It's gonna take a little while to do it, but when they get it done, I think it's gonna be fantastic and I can't wait for that. Right here, the refreshment cart, and they're gonna have a pin board. Let's go look at that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. That pin board was looking a little sad too. It's seen better days, let's just say. Seen better days. I think everybody had the same idea. I'll ride this ride one more time for its closure. Now we're gonna go inside of the Dino Institute gift shop and we're gonna look at that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. All right, the High Five Mickey. And I haven't seen that. It's like a little mirror. But we did find a pin trading cast member. She had a lanyard, so I didn't film it, but there was nothing on there that I needed. Nothing at all. Anyone need it, really. I think the restaurant's still open over here, Dinosaurus, and we're gonna go in there and fill up our water bottle since we're here. Overflow, I think it's full. I see a pin board right here at this place they sell gifts. Let's go check out that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. High Five Mickey. I don't really see anything that I need. You usually could come across the bridge here and walk down through that way. But yeah, now you can't walk that way. So I have all that blocked off. All right, so we're going back to Discovery Island over here. Discovery Trading Company has a pin board. It's right outside. Let's look at their pin board. Here's a look at the pin board. On the pin trading cast member, here's a look at her pins. All right. We're gonna go side Discovery Trading Company. Here's the Christmas ones that are out. The Jack Skellington Christmas ones. And we have one with Pete in shop. On the pin trading cast member. All right, here's a look at that pin pad. Okay, we definitely need to trade for that one. Right? Right. Let's do Stitch. Kuna Matata. It's a wonderful phrase. So we have another wave bead pin. Keep it going, keep it going. Peter Pan, wave bee. Yes, I'm excited. That was a good find. And then we found a pin trading cast member. It was around her lanyard, so I didn't film it. Check it out, Liberty Square. That is a really good pin. Yes, that's one that I don't have. That's good. So our next pin board should be right here at this merchandise stand. Right on the corner, they have a pin board. Let's check out that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. So we have a food and beverage cart right here, right before you get to the Festival of the Lion King show. Let's check out that pin board. All right, here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Didn't see anything that I need. Wasn't anything on that pin board. Now we're gonna head down here. We'll go right through there. We'll go to Avatar Land. And we'll look at that pin board in Avatar Land. Let's go. So we made it to Avatar Land. Now we're gonna go inside the gift shop. Usually their pin board is out front. This is Wind Traders. We're gonna go inside and look for the pin board. Here's a look at that pin pad. They did not have a pin board today. That waterfall looks crazy today. It's right here is a refreshment cart. Let's look at their pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. Nothing that I really need. So far, other than Pandora, we've been finding really good pins in the park today. I'm pretty excited about that. Right here is a food and beverage cart. Let's look at that pin board. Here's a look at that pin board.
Nope. There's a Jack holding up the spider.
We're gonna trade for this one. We found the Powerline duck, and now we have the Stitch duck. Here's a DVC counter. Let's see if they have a pin board. Here's a look at that pin board. Okay. That Stitch is kind of cool. Kuna Matata. All you have are the bubble wands for the Zootopia merch. That's all there is. All right, we've covered all the pin boards here and found all the pin trading cast members. Now we're gonna do Rainforest Cafe. Let's go. So if you didn't want to go through the exit over there, you can come over here and exit from the park into the Rainforest Cafe. Let's do the trivia. Yeah, so that was fun. The last minute we found a pin trading cast member and she had a trivia. And the trivia was, can you name 5 blue characters? The pin that they had, I already had it. It was Diago, so I didn't need that one. But yeah, 5 blue characters. Can you name those? Name them down in the comment, let me know. Rainforest Cafe. Let's check out that pin board. All right, so here's a look at that pin board. Okay, duplicates on there. Oh no, don't think there's anything that I need. That's gonna do it for us here at Animal Kingdom. Make sure you subscribe and your next pin adventure awaits you. Let's go.